Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from WCS Spring 2019. We're in the playoffs with two of the best players in Europe. In the bottom left, Die Mauer, the German Protoss, the Wall, it is Showtime. And in the top right, the Frenchman, the top Grandmaster, always looking like he's gonna break through, but never quite making it all the way there. He's an 17-year-old Terran player. His name's Clem. For the more North American audiences, which according to my YouTube demographics is not a small percentage, you might not know much about Clem. But like many young Terrans in the past, a micro-god. I reference players like Maru. Where sometimes so incredibly focused on the micro, the whole game plan and macro sometimes fall by the wayside. But young Terran players are terrifying at their micro level, no matter what else they're doing. It actually is going to be a Cybercore first from Showtime. Now, since these are both European players, they play each other on the ladder. Now, I don't pretend to know the relationships, like who practices with one another, but since both these players are from EU, that means they very likely play on the ladder on a super regular basis. Probably multiple times most days. So I think that may factor in. Was just watching Special versus Showtime, and Showtime rarely went for the Cybercore first. It might be a little map dependent, but against Clem, he's opting for the Cybercore before Nexus. So that indicates he wants to play it a little bit safer. He may have been cheesed in the past. That's what I'm getting from it. He's looking, yeah, he's definitely been proxied in the past. Clem has 100%. He's got some PTSD here. Post-traumatic starport disorder, of course. As he is scouring the map, Cybercore first, keeping his adept at home. He's waiting. Oh, almost was on a move for a second. Two Marines. Is that going to be a tech limb? 3, 2, 1. What? We don't mind. I'm kind of surprised. Okay. We don't mind. Alright. Interesting. The Reaper is going to get some good information here. If he sees the Stargate... Oh, he saw it. Okay, he saw it. He might have even noticed the Oracle starting. The Adept gets in! No! The STV tucks itself into the starport, making it nearly impossible to click on. One of the most annoying things in StarCraft that affects very little of the game. Oh, it's the worst. Every damn time. It only seems to happen to your opponent's SCVs too. What's up with that? When my SCVs are building buildings, they're just sitting like ass backwards, hanging out at the edge of the command center, ready to be picked off. But when my opponent's SCVs are building things and I want to kill them, they seem to tuck in like some just juke Skywalker slipping through all the little rafters and support beams of the barracks, so it's impossible to click on them. Anyways, rant over. Oracle came in. It did spend energy to kill the Reaper. How many workers killed? Just the probe so far. A Viking, a very direct counter to the Oracle. Viking's not bad on the ground against probes. Three gates are done. Now, does he add on does Showtime add on a fourth? No. What am I saying? A third? I can't count. Alright, I went to American public school. I apologize. A third or tech was what I was getting at. And it is going to be a third, but backstopped by the Stargate tech. The next follow-up, he has to decide, do I want to get aggressive with this? Or am I going to just try to buy time and space for a Twilight and a Forge? The almost certain follow-up is going to be Twilight Forge after this, in order to actually have a decent ground army. Every now and again, like, he's making a 4th Oracle. He's going to have 4 Oracles. This is a dangerous army here. There's only a tank. Where's the... Oh, okay, there's 2 tanks. The shades are being thrown in. Will he see the tank in time? He will. He might not see the one on the high ground, though. He does now. A little bit late. And the tank's actually getting some extra shots on the edge of the Adepts. A little bit of miss micro out of Showtime, but he's still going to find a lot of SCV kills. Microing in and out of the base. Only 4 SCVs. 6, 7. Okay. The Oracles come back in. The Suicide Squad. All the Adepts die. 11 SCVs, but that actually was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. The second tank on the high ground was not spotted before. The Oracles kind of came in at an awkward timing. So, 11 SCVs killed, obviously still a lot of damage. But that could have been way worse, because Clem did not have the information early on that was coming. He didn't realize until it was literally shading in through his front door. Showtime is taking a 30. He's going straight to charge. He's not screwing around. Sometimes players will go blink if they do enough damage, because blink is a little bit better for maintaining map control and picking off units, but I think, yeah, he correctly feels like, I need to have units, and I need to be able to fight. And Blink Stalkers, much to the dismay of many Gold Leaguers, not so great at that. The Stasis Ward stops a Widow Mine, a Marauder, a handful of Marines. Enough to slow this down, and that's a big deal for Showtime. That will buy him time for charge to complete. It's not quite there yet, but every second brings it a little closer. Medevacs finished up. Stim, a few seconds out. +1 complete. Concussive shells behind it. What's in there? Tanks, 2 Widow Mines, all the factory units loaded up. Ooh, that's a... Okay, yeah, we get the idea. Those Widow Mines to protect the tank. That's a lot of charge lots out of Showtime. The supply is nearly even. Widow Mine's going to be a lot of damage on top of those charge lots. I love the bait. Oh, it works! The tank lives! That's huge! Just having that one tank is putting so much extra damage in. The masterful bait out of Clem, and suddenly Showtime's supply plummets. He's trying to warp in more charge lots. +1 armor just finished up. Oracles coming in. The probe's under fire. A lot of these units badly bruised. Most of the Widow Mine's down for the count. The Oracles come in. He's not going to be able to save the tank a second time. The Charge Lab's trying to finish the job. He will lose both Oracles. Viking is still intact, but Showtime holds for now. Yeah, this Bio Army, the concussive shell is a big part of being able to kite the Zealots, but at some point there are just too many Zealots. Viking hits the deck. Oh, Clem is in position. The +1 armor means the Viking doesn't 2-shot probes, which is nice. Bio Army coming up. He's got Widow Mines as well. The anti-air is super limited, and by that I mean he has 2 Stalkers, and that's it. He can't stop the Widow. Does he drop on the army? Oh, okay, he drops on nothing. He almost died. Oh, the Widow Mine. Oh, just barely finishes. Clem has a 3rd on location. Nearly done. It looks like he's ready to up his production into the mid-game. That was a near-deadly attack. But the Stasis Ward and the Oracles did enough. Clem is thrown back for now, but this Doom Drop is dangerous. Is there even a Robo? He doesn't have a Robo. There's no chance of observers. So he's not going to see this coming. The Quadra Drop is Storm done. Storm's only halfway there. Blink is on the way. Widow Mine drop. The Wombo combo. Wait, oh, run! Run! Okay. Negated mostly. But the big drop in the main still a serious danger. Showtime must hold. Storm still not done. He's going to be able to target down 1 Templar. Forced back by the swath of charge lots. The Widow Mines. Yo, you got to kill the Widow Mines. No, oh my god. A dangerous game by Clem. He loads up full health Widow Mines into a no health medevac. The pylon, not quite. Air units have slightly more vision range than ground units because they, well, you know, fly. Armory's on the way. The Twilight was already done for Showtime. Robo is finished up. Here comes Clem. He's in the natural, the only undefended place, right down the center. Here come the Templar. The kicker's coming in. Well, I predicted it. It didn't happen. He's gonna do it in a sec. The storm hits much of this bio army. Another storm at the front, the Widow Mines as well. When does the kicker? I feel like the Widow Mine drop's gonna be more important than actually the army fight here. How many storms are left? How many Templar? No Templar. Never mind. Showtime is dead. Without Templar, how do you stop this? The Widow Mine drop was actually shut down. Okay, I take it back. I take it all back. He's not dead yet. The Widow Mine drop was the real kicker there, but he was able to block it before it came in with the Stalkers. He remembered. The bio army is closing in. 2-2 just started, though. There's +2 armor, meaning the charge laps don't go down easy, and Storm is pretty good. The worker counts are dead even, so Showtime doesn't have any sort of economic advantage. In fact, Clem has a 4th, so he's about to have it himself. Showtime desperately trying to take a 4th, but the wall must hold. The Storms, he's holding on to them, but the drop in the main, there's nothing here to defend. Does he have a recall ready? There's no energy on the main Nexus. Showtime, what do you do? He has to come back, he has to split his units, but the Terran units are right up the center! A Templar is exposed, the water balloon's not enough. A few charge lots on the other side of the map, cutting off reinforcements, but there are already plenty. Ooh, the medevacs! One of them badly bruised. Doesn't matter. Clem takes it. He had too much of an advantage. He leaned on it. He takes game number 1 with that, I hate, it sounds like a cliched term, but tempo-based play. Keeping control of the situation. And Showtime never found any room to breathe. I feel like that first attack out of Showtime was a little uncharacteristic, to be honest. Just kind of a YOLO Oracle Adept play. That second tank on the high ground and a bit of miss micro on the Oracles didn't really get the damage done. I don't think we'll see Showtime do a strat along those lines again. I'm not used to seeing him be like, all right, screw it. This is what we're doing. But it's game number 1. A lot of players in game number 1 of a series. They're going to mix it up. They're going to do something that their opponent isn't necessarily as likely to expect and kind of get a feel for it. Showtime has played many long series in the past. Clem, not so much. Clem has plenty of experience, but he's younger. And he just hasn't been on the big stage as long. So, he's probably a little less comfortable with, yeah, okay, I'll lose a game and we'll move on from there. Well, okay. Clem has not lost any games yet. So, this is all theoretical right now. We'll see if it happens. Probe Scout coming out. Showtime already fixing to block the alternative Reaper location. There is no cliff up to the main. There's trees and stuff blocking the way. This game, it will be a Cybercore first. I'm really interested as to why. Against Clem, he's going Cybercore first, but against Special, he goes Nexus. It might simply boil down to Clem proxies him so much. But it might also be slightly map dependent. And by Cybercore, I mean Cybercore before Nexus. Both of them still... Against Special, mostly Gate, Nexus, Core. And then against Clem, Gate, Core, Nexus. Which means your expansion is a little later. You spend more money on getting your tech up and units out quicker. Oh. It was hard to watch what I was seeing there. I was... You just kind of lost the probe. He does get the Reaper. I'd take that trade. I'd take that trade. Most days of the week, that ends in Y. Double Adept is on the way through. Clem, he finished the command center. That start was a little confusing. It really threw me off. What? Why are the Adepts in the main? No, you can't leave the door open. He does anyways, and it's fine, I guess. Oh my god. What's happening? This game is starting to break my brain a little bit. Okay. So why doesn't Clem have any units? Can somebody answer me? Okay. Alright, so that happened. It's gonna be Blink, which is a more typical opener out of Showtime, into Robo, and this is the cookie cutter right here. This is the textbook. Blink for basic map control against early harass. Robo for observers for later game vision. Or, well, for early mid-game vision for things like drops and stuff like that. And then into Robo units that are actually, that complement your army. And of course, eventually Warp Prisms. I was like, did he not get Warp Gate? And now, okay, reset. We're okay. The early game is over. Clem's not doing a big attack of any kind. It was a bit of a weird start, but we're very quickly moving into that more mid-game unit compositions. With more production, more infrastructure, third base is on the way. Clem moving out. Bring the boys. Where are the Tecta boys? You gotta bring like 3 SCVs with this if anyone else who does this attack is a guide for it. The Viking will see the Stalkers ahead. He's just gonna siege up. We're gonna have a weird standoff at either side of the Great Canyon of Cyber Forest. The Observer. It's done. It's gone. The tank's on siege. What was that? Was that the Viking? That was a Liberator. Oh, wow. That was a Liberator. Okay, that's bad. That's real unfortunate for Clem there. A Liberator's a big part of this. Just being able to maybe draw stuff. Oh, and he gets a tank. Showtime. Just pickpocketing Clem right now. He's taking all his fancy units and taking them away from him. He can go up the ramp. He's just having his way with Clem's whole base. He's like, oh, I'll see you later. Clem can't chase him down. Now there's even more Stalkers. Clem has to come back home. And Showtime already has a third. Now this is more typical Showtime we're used to seeing. Undercutting the attacks that need to be undercut while putting together a solid economy behind. This is smart play, not YOLO play like you did last game. Down goes a reactor. No medevacs for you. No marauders for you. And Showtime, a little cost ineffective, but he's taking so much. He's losing a handful of Stalkers, but this has been more than worth it. What does the units lost look like? It doesn't really reflect the situation as much as it could. It obviously looks good, but he's delayed. Not only has Showtime killed units, but he's killed the units that are most key, and he's killed the production that is most key to actually attacking. Medevacs, Liberator, tanks, Marauders, these are the only things that are going to come across the map and be dangerous. And when he doesn't have them, he's just not dangerous. He's defanged Clem. And he's still going. Would you stop? And as a Terran, I'll tell you, this is some of the most annoying stuff you can do. These Blink Stalkers are so goddamn annoying. The Viking managed to escape their clutches, but not much else. He's going to try to do Viking harass, and that's where, you know, it's not 1608. This is a little desperate. But Vikings are actually pretty good against probes because they have that extra mech damage. Oh, and the Stalker's caught off guard. The 1-2. Clem strikes back. And actually, Vikings kill Stalkers pretty well too. So that's Clem has an army. The storm is already done, by the way. Oh, is that a storm prism? It is. So everything Clem's done to make his way back could all be undone very quickly. Widow Mine drop. The scan is there. Does he suspect the Templar in the prism? He doesn't. He didn't see the Templar archives. Widow Mine drop comes into the third. He's looking to smash the attack at the front. Oh, the storms! 5 probes die to the Widow Mines. He almost takes the medevac with him. He can do some fancy footwork there. Oh, the Widow Mine drop will live for now. Showtime. Being kept a little bit honest here. Clem not obliterated by the storms, but he is knocked back. The drop is taken out. Still a difficult situation for the French Terran player. It's not great. But he does have a third. He does have over 50 SCVs. He has medevacs and Widowmines. There are a couple different styles now you can play. I have my suspicions about which one he'll pick. There's the, come and try to kill me, I'm gonna max out with ranged liberators. And then there's the, I'm gonna throw so many units in so many locations at you, you can't stop them all. I have a feeling that as a young Terran player, he's going for option 2. But we'll see. Because when you kind of cede map control to a Protoss, those are really, you can no longer really fight head-on against a player with Storm before you get any Liberators or Ghosts. He's getting a Ghost Academy now, but that's 100% a reaction. He didn't add on any starports. He added on 2 more racks. 7 racks. That's a bit of a giveaway. Scan looking for observers. Unfortunately, the observers were right there all along. It was in such an obvious place, he didn't scan it. Showtime. So Clem did sit back. He's building ghosts. He's not trying to do, like, double drops or something like that. He is, despite his barracks count, well, he's going to rely on the ghost. He's not going Liberator. Or, well, some Widowmines. Actually, a lot of Widowmines. He's got 8 Widowmines. It's not bad. Snipes a Templar. Only loses a couple units for it. Not so bad. There goes a medevac. Still, it's 1-1 versus 1-1. The ghosts are coming out. We'll have to see what the ghost control is like. That's always a bit of a struggle. Especially trying to catch him out of the prism. You just got a pre-MP. Picks up the triple drop. Looking for the opportunity. The minefield is there. Showtime bringing the observer with it. Where are the EMPs? He hasn't used them yet. He's waiting for the Templar. The Warp Prism. Did he realize a triple drop? Somehow Clem slipped this out under his nose. The storm's not quite there. He tries to pre-EMP. Some more Widow Mines negated. But Clem with the backstab. A massive drop. Is there enough at home? There's nothing. He does have recall as a tool. Clem retreats up his own ramp. The drop has cleared out the 4th easily. But now the natural is exposed. He could pull the boys at some point. Is he out? He gets an EMP on the Templar that still had 1 storm left over. Some charge lots being warped in. Clem tucking himself in between the Robo and the Cyber Core. And suddenly the Zealots are in their own choke point. A great position for Clem. He can cut them down. Showtime's army is walking home. There are enough Stalkers. He may be able to just take out all these medevacs, but Clem bit off just as much. Will the medevacs? No way. Feed back. Where are you going, medevacs? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to make it. Somehow Clem's supply is still close to even. 9 gateways, 7 barracks. It's a brawl now. And he maintained his ghosts. He has 5 ghosts against 4 Templar. It is rare when you see more ghosts than Templar. But there are Archons. EMP is so important. Did he get a snipe? I don't know if that... I believe that was a... it might have been a Templar. He's down to 2. Oh, he just built an Archon. It was a Zealot. Armory is on the way. The upgrade's really going to start to show for Clem. He's relying on bio, but the attack and armor are going to be heavily in favor of Showtime. There's already +2 armor. A scan was on the 4th as well, seeing if he rebuilds it there. There's only 2 medevacs with the army. There's only 2 medevacs on the map. Scouting Immortal, what are you doing? That is a lot of Archons, but... oh, the Blink Stalkers are on the side. A bit of an awkward engagement so far. Throws a couple EMPs out. We don't wait for anyone. Scans will spot the army. Clem can't lay his foot off the gas, or he'll let Showtime have too much map control to keep a handle on. The medevacs are out of energy, and one of them is out of life. But the Templar, looking... Oh, the beautiful storms! The EMPs, just not there. And now, neither is most of Clem's army. The reinforcement. Finally, he finds an angle. The Templar, the storm drops. Completely eviscerate Clem's stopping power. There's one medevac as a very, very tough job to do. 2-2 is only halfway done. It's a 2 upgrade advantage and a 50 supply advantage for Showtime. Now this is quite a good choke point. He scans, he sees where the Templar are or could be. So Showtime not very cost effective here. Did he get the... He did not get the orbital. Oh god, you gotta be so careful. It looks like the War Prism made a Widowmine hit. The upgrades are closing in. Clem trying to draw it even. He still has a dream. This is still not a terrible army. He still has a lot of SCVs. If he gets 2-2 done and he lands the sickest EMPs, then he might just barely lose. Says every Terran out there. The feedbacks, but we don't mind hits to counter. Looking for more. He is really holding his ghosts. A lot of players just treat the ghosts almost as a one-time use. They get their EMPs off, then die. But Clem has done a very good job. He's lost 8 ghosts, but he still has 6 on the field. Disruptors are coming out, though. Disruptors cannot be EMP'd. Oh, this is a gamble. The same move he used earlier. Showtime will not hesitate. Are the EMPs there? Showtime turns around. Every second he does is so important. Charge lots into the 3rd. Clem is going for it. He's got to go as quickly as possible. Deja vu, once again, a quadra drop. Showtime's coming back, but charge lots are in the main. Clem has managed to get his supply up to dangerous levels. These medevacs are already out of energy. Are the storms? There's one Marine. Well, we'll probably actually kill a Templar. There's not enough energy for recall in the main. The Robo is exposed. The rest of the units are coming back. Valuable time is being bought by Clem. But if he just loses all these units, it's not going to be nearly as good. He picks up, and he's going to be able to get out with everybody. 13 SCVs went down in the repeated charge lot attacks, but he bought himself time. And time is everything. Not the Chinese player, just the 4th dimension. There are disruptors at the back, though. 2 Purification Novas. Showtime pulls the trigger a little early. It's an airball. Oh, whoa, Clem, you madman! Okay. Playing a dangerous game. There's still a War Prism. Both these players speeding through. 400 APM and rising for both sides. There's so much, and they still can't do everything they want to. This time, it was a one-way trip. The Marauders will be left behind so that 2 medevacs might survive. The main army is swinging up to the north. The medevacs have done their job, and every second they buy is important. This base immediately canceled. The army's scrambling down. Where's the scan? There it is. The EMPs, the Templar are all clumped. He has to be careful about that. The Templar immediately unclumped, but there are more Templar at the front. Suddenly the splash damage, a tsunami coming in from both sides. Purification Nova zone him out, but good split so far from Clem. Storms on the top of the ramp. He's looking for an opportunity. There's still so many Templar. Where are the EMPs? He needs the EMPs. More Purification Novas. They airball it again. A big whiff. Clem still rebuilding. Somehow the Prism has survived, but Showtime holds, and he holds on to most of his important units. The worker counts have dipped, both of them 50s and 60s. Clem's still at 166 supply. Does he have 3-3? He does not. He's still down in upgrades. It's now 3-3-1 for Showtime. Clem doesn't need a fair fight. He needs an overwhelming advantage. EMPs can turn the tides, but the disruptors are a constant danger. Oh, the army shows itself. Clem doesn't have anything else out on the map. It's just a straight up fight. Disruptor shots coming through. Gonna find only one Widow Mine, but another one. The fade away. Are there any more disruptor shots? He gets an EMP out. So dangerous. He is killed. These are like the least effective disruptors. I mean, in how much they've killed. Oh, not again! This time, there are 5. The Penta drop. Does Showtime see it? He sees it! And knowledge is power. Will he be able to catch it in time? Why does nobody get rapid reignition? The scan in the center, the main army. Showtime pulling back. Does he have enough stalkers to cut this off? And are they in position? Showtime doing a great job of feigning some of these attacks. This could have been a fake drop for all Showtime knew. Feedbacks will eat through a lot of these ghosts, but a Templar taken out in turn. The Bio Army. There's one Templar. There are ghosts in this drop. He's got 6, 7 of them? Is that all his ghosts? He's got 14 ghosts! Widow Mines will connect to the north. An EMP negates the Templar, but on the other side, it looks like a storm hit home on the drop. Oh, he makes up for all of it. 2, 3 disruptor hits, and everything that survives has to find a medevac. Anything else is obliterated. The Widow Mines strike back, get a couple disruptors, but Clem dips to 165 supply. Storms. I'm not sure if how many units were up there. I think he was just preemptively storming. There's no splash damage, though. And without splash damage, the Bio wins this fight. I don't care about the upgrades. EMP? Oh, but Blank Stalkers are coming for Colossi. Tippy-toeing as well. But Clem will cut off some of these key units. There is one Archon in the mix. He can land some EMPs on this. He can easily take this down, but he has to focus on it for a few seconds, and that's the most precious resource. All the ghosts are on the left side of the map, but all the Templar are on the right. He's got to be so careful. Clem driven back to his third. The rest of the reinforcements coming in for the counterflank. This is the time. He sees the Templar. He can land the EMPs across the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets all but one Templar. The storms are used. The Terran army is closing the distance. One Colossus knocked over. Stalkers and Immortals are enough. DT's in the mix. He's trying all forms of Templar now. The orbital command sits down. It's gonna need to sit right back up. Please stand up, my good sir. Actually, it forms a wall. Clem's holding the line. There's an Oracle. Revelation used. He can see all the Widowmine. Storms at the back. Orbital picked up again. But Clem dipping in supply. His economy dipping. He just doesn't have he doesn't have any ghosts left. Every ghost is gone. The DT's finding an opportunity. Base is looking for options. He doesn't have anything. A tsunami of splash damage and nothing to stop it. Purification Nova. Not enough. GG, Showtime. Holds the line. Pretty good game. It's all tied up. Game number 3. Clem bottom left, Showtime top right. You can read. Oh, maybe. That was actually scary because Showtime got off to such a good start. It wasn't a great start, but it was a good start with the Blank Stalkers. But Clem, he was cornered, but he was not beaten. The fact he brought it back to that, he was fighting from behind for most of the game. At least in most metrics. Economy, upgrades, infrastructure, gateways and robos and all that. But he still managed to keep it together. And there were points that looked like he might take it all the way back. I get to take a breather for a sec. Because nobody is building buildings outside of their base. An interesting choice. I mean, when you're a Terran in that position, and you have to decide, you have to choose. You have to choose between what tech you're going for. You can't do Liberators and Ghosts. You just really can't afford it and maintain map control. So Clem decided on Ghosts. Never ended up being able to get Cloak. I don't know if that would have helped. Because, of course, Showtime very good about having observers almost everywhere. Looking for the probe is Clem. We're kind of settling in here. What's the first tech choice? Stargate? The positioning of the pylon is a little bit of a giveaway. He's trying to deny the Reaper Scout. And you don't build a Robo back here if you wanted to rally out units. We've seen Showtime use Stargate on Automaton before. It is a map where one of the biggest dangers is air and not ground. Because your main base is easier to attack and more exposed than your natural. So that means ground units not as important for defending. You need to make sure that there can't be, for example, a Doom drop in your main, which Clem is a little bit of a fan of. This is a Hellion drop rush. The question will be, does the Oracle spot it? Because almost nothing else is likely to do so. The reason you build the starport is because otherwise the medevac won't come out quite in time, as the Hellions do. You get closer to their base, you're closer to killing their probes in a timely manner. That's simple enough. The Oracle is rallied defensively, which is exactly what Clem wants. This is quite good for the Frenchman. The question will be, like, Showtime is very ready to deal with this at the front. Medevac times out perfect. How quick is there? Oh, no, for Showtime. Oh, okay, he sees the medevac. That is huge. That is massive. He can bring the Oracle back. That doesn't mean he's not going to drop out these Hellions. 3 probes so far. He's just going to leave them mining. Sometimes that's better. 7, 8. He picks up the 2. He has to decide what he wants to die by. He's waiting out the Oracle energy. Oh, he didn't quite wait it out enough, but he's still going to find a couple more, and he waits out the last second, gets another probe. 10 probe kills. Okay, and a great scout, of course. Good, not great. It's going to be a Cloak Banshee follow-up, which is obvious, but that doesn't make it less effective. Showtime's looking for the starport, but it's in such a close location, he's actually going to find it last. He lost his Hellions, he lost the medevac, the starport is given away, and Showtime's going to be able to cancel Cloak. The Tacti boys are pulled alongside the tanks. He's going to try to get damage done while the starport is being focused down. At least try to deny a third. Clem already has more production on the way. He's got a starport, well, backup starport coming up. 3 barracks. So Clem is looking to do a follow-up to his follow-up attack. Probably 2 tech labs going to be planted. Showtime looking for the 3rd, almost this exact moment. Not going to be finding it. Clem has taken up residence in this location, and he will not be leaving anytime soon. Those bunkers actually make things really complicated if they finish. They're gonna finish. Showtime says, I like life without complications. Let's base trade. So, Blink is going to be done. Showtime looks like he's going to expand just to the center base, making this a little obsolete. Using the Oracle for high ground. If he can get stim or combat shields, if he gets both, that's really rough. The tank is not in position. Oh, blink is going to be huge. Go for the tech lamp, so important. He's only going to get combat shield. But still, that's a big part of this. It's a lot of damage going to come out. Just the fact that Showtime is here and forcing this response is already big. Any amount of upgrade denial, units picked off, even the like, okay. Alright, Widowmine's involved. He can dodge them technically with Blink Stalkers, but yeah, this is still going. The Oracle just kind of chilling, slaughtering SCVs while everybody else looks on. Wow. 10, 11. And he's out of energy. Go drink a Red Bull and come back. Clem had plenty of SCVs, but 11 for near free is obviously pretty rough. I like Showtime, very adaptable. He's just like, well, I guess this is your base now, but good thing I can take another one. There's actually no high ground vision. There's 2 tanks and 2 bunkers in this little outpost. Fort Clem. A double drop is headed towards the main. I feel like, yeah, Showtime. What? What? Oh, he had to have seen it. All right, he's warping in Zealots. The drop in the main. Stim is done. +1 is as well. No charge. Almost able to slow it down. The Widow Mines used against him, but he will lose the Phoenixes. Yeah, you better lose those medevacs. That was an ill-fated attempt at a pickup there. He tried to be slippery, but instead he's just became dead. Oh, yeah, he's gonna deal with it. Fort Clem has expanded its forces. It's now a staging area for a continued attack. He does have an army of bio. He's building some more bunkers. At some point, he's gonna have like a full surround of bunkers. Alright, he's gonna try to break through it. He's on top of the tanks. They can be targeted down pretty easily. It looks like the fort will burn. Wait. It's not cheap. The SCVs are still repairing. Yeah, he's gonna lose a lot of units for this. Meanwhile, Clem comes in. The fort will die, but at what cost? He loses a bunch of probes. There's a drop in the main. Many of his charge lots were wiped out by that attack. The bunker's paying off. Suddenly, Showtime down 25 supply. Widowmine's burrowing at his backup third. The probe's not even mining. Clem now takes the worker lead. Another Widowmine. Down goes the Archon, popped like a blue balloon. These probes are transferring into death and destruction. The bio army, he's walling off his own charge lots. The third base is under fire, and suddenly everything is falling apart. It's a disaster. Clem has a third. This hero Oracle. 17 kills and counting. Oh, it might end in a second. Yep, goodbye. Showtime now, like, what's the kicker? He does have Storm, right? He does have Storm. Many games, Storms historically have always been game changers. Oh, oh, God, the Storms. Where's the Stalker? What do you do? Are you insane, Clem? Clem, why would you? He just drops out. He's like, let's do this. No. So Showtime has a pretty cost-efficient engage. I bet. Now here's the secret. Clem doesn't use health bars, so every medevac has full HP in his world. I don't think that's true, but that's why he's such an absolute gambling madman. 2-2 on the way for both sides. That's the one thing Clem wasn't really on top of. Showtime's going to have his 2-2. Well, he's going to have +2 armor. +2 attack is a little further behind. Chrono Boost is pretty good, though. Oh, the Templar. There's no Ghost to counter them quite yet. Decent Storm to start, but the Widow Mines are still zoning. Only one of those Templar has energy for Storm quite yet. He's going to have 2 in a moment. He's on the chase. The Widow Mines being negated by probes, giving their lives for the cause. Another Widow Mine. Oh, no. He's trying to get it burrowed. It's not going to work out. Clem, he's got 4 bases. He's building Ghosts. He's putting together the army. It's not over yet. Showtime. They don't call him the Wall for nothing. He lost his Cybercore, though, unfortunately. He has to rebuild it. A single charge lock counterattack. Now, this is a little sad. That's all he can afford right now. It's not going to do so bad. Yes, it is. A drop in the main. Not going to happen. Doesn't find the damage for a kill, though. Are there any Templar? He's got a Templar Prism. Showtime putting all the tools together. But Clem's still dangerous. If Showtime cannot make one more mistake. He cannot lose one more fight. Because he will lose too much. Clem has more bases. He's going to be on even upgrades. Hello, Medivacs. What are you doing here? Dying. Will that trigger Clem to go forward? How did this Medivac live? Every Medivac has full health in Clem's world. Is there a storm? There is a storm. That's huge. Big storm. The charge lot should be enough to clean this up now. The ghosts. Ghosts are exposed! They don't have cloak! The storms come in! He's obliterating them! The EMPs are there, though. Some of the Widow Mines are going to connect. Showtime driven back for now. There isn't a planetary here. A lot of those units softened up. The drop. He was able to pick up some. They did survive the charge lot assault, but the storm softened them up so much they were forced to retreat. 155 to 150 supply, closer than Clem would like. But the army being caught, there's no storm. He can take down the Templar, easily does. That's a lot of his Medivacs here. A little exposed after their bio was swept away. But Showtime, he doesn't have a 4th base. He's down 10 workers. He's got to keep the pressure on. A little bit of role reversal here in Terran versus Protoss. There's still storms in the prism. I'm not sure how much energy those Templar have. The positioning of the barracks, very good for Clem. We saw this last game. Bio army. Showtime not on top. He's really trying to make sure that... Oh, the storms. They come out of the prism. Where are they? There are no Medivacs. Okay, he built a couple more. He's going to work it back. Showtime. Storms are good. But if you don't kill them, they get healed up and they come back. Showtime looking to have the engagement. The bio army is working its way back. Reinforcements coming for Showtime as well. The War Prism. Oh, those are charge lots inside it. He made another Archon out of the no energy Templar. He's actually warping in Stalkers. Yeah, I might want to rethink that. He brought some of the units back into the 3rd base. Nicely done, but he loses! He didn't lose the Prism. A huge army here, but Clem overwhelming Terran forces. And the bio army from the back. A handful of Marauders to flank. Showtime is caught in between, but does he have enough to break out of this contain? The Marauders at the back and the Marauders at the front. The Stalkers trying to box out. He will successfully. There's no anti-air here. He saves the Archons with the Prism. Showtime holding for now. He's going to take a lot of this with him. He's got to be careful. The Archon Micro. Can he target down the Prism? He can't. Many of these units. Showtime doing a lot with a little. The juggling is good. Still some ghosts. 45 SCVs for Clem. No 3-3 for either side. Showtime, the aggressive defense, pushes through, but still not enough. The scans, he sees a 4th, he sees the other 4th location. Clem understanding now that he is still in a good spot economically. This was somewhat desperation out of Showtime. Showtime doesn't have the economy to be getting like Colossi or Disruptors or an overwhelming amount of Templar or even Tempest. He just needs to hold on a little bit longer. That War Prism has done so much. It's got a little bit more to do to keep Showtime in this game. Clem's still holding on. The recall of enough. But he sees it. which means recall is no longer on the table, so he has to just try to force Showtime to reposition poorly. A lot of those units stuck in the main. Medevacs can reposition Clem's forces. The charge lot's going to be coming in. There are no Widow Mines to stop him. Showtime. The War Prism is not with the army. He built another one, though. He knows how valuable they are. Feedbacks are good for now. Widow Mines hit hard. Where are the Templar? The EMPs! Before the storms! One comes off, but the pre-EMPs are there! And suddenly, Clem is stimming forward! The Archon Morph, not gonna happen. The charge lot's at the back. The drop as well. But Clem is tearing him apart. The reinforcements more than enough. The 4th base falls. EMPs. There's nothing to stop him. There's one storm. That's not enough. Widow Mine hits. Showtime has no counter damage. Either the War Prism died or came back. It doesn't matter. Clem now has the overwhelming army. He will be taking the lead to match point. Great control. Just not abiding by the conventional wisdom of liberators and, well, mostly liberators or tanks. He likes his bio, even if it includes ghosts. So Showtime putting up a dramatic fight, but not dramatic enough. So that'll be 2-1 for Clem. It's not over yet. It's a best of 5. But Jimmy says these guys are playing too long. Showtime keeps not dying. It's time for an advertisement. If you guys could pause ad block, that'd be awesome. And we'll be back to the games. Everybody knows this is where we go to a screen for 10 minutes with some B-roll of whatever city we're in. Or do we? I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about all the exciting ways to save esports. Now, are you watching this live on Twitch? Wow, so exciting. Are you watching this a little after the fact on YouTube? Incredible. Are you watching this on Facebook? Well, then somebody stole my video. So, if you are on any of the first two, then make sure to like and subscribe or do any of the above. If you're on Twitch, Twitch Prime. So exciting. Steal Jeff Bezos' money. All right, when you subscribe with Twitch Prime, you take money from Amazon and give it kind of to Amazon, but also to me. How exciting. If you on YouTube, take Google's money. Okay, watching these incredible advertisements, actually kind of just smash that like button and also ring the bell. How long before we get like, so there's the like button, and then there's the bell notification. So that's 2. We've added 2. What's next? Is it gonna be like is it gonna be some sort of like you have everyone is required to wear a smartwatch to participate in society, and the smartwatch will stab you if you don't watch a video in a certain amount of time? The notification will be getting stabbed. Or of course, like maybe some Cheetos or something. I don't know. Yeah, this took a weird direction. I didn't plan this out very well. I mean, Jimmy didn't plan this out very well. But anyways, thank you. Make sure to do all the exciting things. And save esports today. Good luck, have fun, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. I don't know who has phones that ring anymore, right? Like, thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are annoying and loud, but 2019, right? 2019. We're going into game number 4, Clem versus Showtime. Jimmy, bring us back. Okay, thank you. The players needed a break. Okay. Nobody's sending workers out yet. It looks like Showtime's gonna wall off the front. He's looking for proxies. Still no proxy wrecks from Clem yet. Almost every Terran will at least throw one out in a best of 5. Especially if it goes, like, we're in game 4 and Clem's up. I'm kind of surprised he didn't. Even on a map where it's not necessarily a great option. It's one of those things you want to have in the playbook. It's not 2018, okay? It's not, if you build a barracks in your base, you're done. The Maru style. Now it's a little bit more back towards sanity, where maybe a quarter of games or so you'll see something like that. So why is this probe here and not scouting your opponent's base? Don't do it. Proxy. Now Showtime is a pretty standard player, so that's probably just a proxy Stargate. I'd be excited for him to blow my mind. But, the fact you can... I don't know if this is the hard wall location. That always looks a little odd on this map. But you can deny scouting pretty easily, because the only way to get in is through the front choke point. So we're gonna find out. You might be like, that doesn't look like a wall. There's an invisible force field there. SCV can't get through. Okay, it happens. No Terrans allowed. Or Protoss, and nothing can get through. It is a Stargate, by the way. So, it's just Oracle then, right? I'm a little bit interested, because we've progressed so far in SC2 that rarely does some sort of... It's not half-hearted, but rarely does some sort of vanilla cheese like this end a game, but it can dictate how it plays out. So we will see. And another question, does he hold on to the Oracles? He's not going to. He's going straight in. Will he be there before a Widow Mine? It looks like just barely the Oracle will get in before the Widow Mine, and that's part of the reason to do the proxy, of course. The Widow Mine actually isn't even rallied out to the main mineral line. Where's he gonna put it? The Oracle's already on its way in. And this is the advantage. Like, he wants to put it in a nice location. He's not even burrowing it. The Oracle's gonna sneak in from a weird angle. Trying to get around all the little sneaky locations. You can put a predictive mine. This is, well, he saw... Nope. Oh, my. If he lost that to the Widow Mine, I'd be very disappointed in Showtime. I'm like, come on. That's one way to get knocked out of WCS. The fact that he saw it was important. Does he... It moved. He's trying to bait onto it. The little indentation... No. I think the... masterfully baited there by Clem. But... Oh! Okay, he saw that one. Has this been worth it? Clem's SCV count says yes, for sure. And now here's the thing. The offense that Clem wanted to use is now forced to be defense. Wait, whatever happened to that medevac? Yeah, he was going for a pretty light Widowmine drop or even Marine drop harass kind of style. He just kind of has to sit at home. And as a Terran player, especially one who doesn't have much tech, that's the last thing you want to be doing. You know the Protoss is building up that army that you're going to struggle to deal with. And if you have to sit there just holding your Sentinel missiles in your hand with the Widow Mines. I'd say the proxy, despite not doing that much direct damage, has been entirely successful. And he still has one Oracle. As long as he keeps one, he has Revelation to keep tabs on these armies. Also, another benefit of going Stargate is you kind of fly into the main base and see everything. So, there's that. Blink is already done. The army's moving out. He spots it. How many Stalkers? 10. Wow. 4 shots to kill a Marine, as Showtime is demonstrating clinically here. Oh, did he see the medevac? Vikings on the ground, not bad against Stalkers, but not if they're the only thing against the Stalkers. This is all trying to buy space for the medevac to come in. Is there energy on the main Nexus? There will be in just a moment. Does he even need to recall for that many units, though? He says yes. So I'm not gonna... We're not screwing around. He blinks in! The Oracle ate a Widowmine hit, but he does clear out this army. Was that worth it to him? The medevac in the main was taken out as well. Clem. Blasted every turn. Shut down. On both sides. Showtime now has 3 bases. No, don't do it. He has 3 bases. He's got a Forge. He's got a Templar Archives. Does he have a Robo? That's the only thing he's lacking here. Another Oracle being built. All the value in that Revelation. You don't need a Robo as much if you have Oracles. Does he rush Storm? I don't think you need to Storm that quick here. I mean, I guess why not? But Clem is going... He's going to pull the voice. He's going to pull the voice. If he scans and sees the Templar Archives, he's going to be a very sad panda. But it doesn't change the state of affairs. There's no way he can... He saw the 3rd start, right? Yeah. Stim, combat shields, +1 in the boys. Yeah. As you see, neither of these were a Robo. Maybe once this Revelation is off. He's looking to deny the Oracle. He's holding on to everything. He does have good production for now. Unless Clem gets it's absolutely wiped by Storm. Eventually at some point. I'm waiting for him. Just once you see the red line across the map. This is the one timing. The army supplies in favor of Clem. +1 attack is going to be done. Showtime going for the attack upgrade, feeling like he has that much leeway. Usually you opt for armor just to make sure your charge slots live. Attack is for rich people who can build enough units to make it useful. The boys are on the way! He sees the Templar. He leaves them in the main. Clem is sending everyone, but Storm is already done. He's gonna try to force so many storms, the SCVs will die. But hopefully at a great enough cost. He has a Templar Prism. This is a one-way trip. On the low ground, oh god, the storms are insane. He just has too many Templar. The tanks are gone. There's nothing left. The boys won't save you now. Widowmine's getting some really nice hits, but not nearly nice enough. He's gonna go for the main, leaving pretty much just SCVs on the low ground, which isn't ideal. The drop is spotted. He tries to swing back. He actually blinked. Oh no. Showtime ties it up. We're going to match point. Too little, too late. It was almost a symbolic gesture. Once Storm is done, it's... I mean, once Storm is done. Game number 5. It's a best of 1 now. And it's game number 5. The SCV heads out onto the map. Away we go. Oh my god. He's doing this. Well, we're gonna have some cheese. We'll have to see soon enough whether we'll have some wine. The Frenchman with 2 barracks. Showtime is scouting around. But he's not looking directly for this. Now, getting to the other side of the map. Getting to the other side of the map, even if he doesn't spot where the barracks are, just seeing the timing of the gas is key. Seeing that there is just the one, and seeing, oh, Showtime knows. I mean, Clem had to expect this. He had to know that Showtime would likely... So, what is the objective of this? He's already preemptively denied an expansion. A zealot is on the way. SCVs are badly bruised. Zealot cannot chase down a single man with a gun. Interesting shield battery placement. The probes are pulled. Things are escalating. One Marine dies. He's trying to buy time for the bunker. Showtime is driving back the Marines. He's driven back one SCV, killed the other. Stalker is on the way. Once the Stalker is done, it's going to become infinitely harder, especially with the shield battery. Clem, he's building a factory back at home. Remember, of course, there's no expansion here. A backup bunker. He really needs to keep the pressure on. That one SCV, not going to make it. He cancels both. A little surprising. Probably should have left the one denying the expand. Showtime putting on a bit of a clinic here on how to defend against this. That was almost entirely unsuccessful. The Marines, I don't know what he expected to get done, because honestly, 2 barracks are rarely... Well, he did successfully dodge the Stalker. It's obviously a proxy Rex, but he floats away. The classic, he'll never expect me to just float away and then build a bunch more Marine strategy. Oh god. The boys are going to be pulled again. The boys are going to be on the chopping block. Offensively, not defensively. He's going to have to pull defensively as well. Oh no. Can they never catch a break? A single Cyclone. He does micro it to lock onto the Stalker. Doesn't quite find much damage. Repair is critical. One Zealot goes down. Clem is supply blocked right now, awkwardly. He chases down with the SCVs, giving him vision. Gotta be very careful. Cannot lose that Cyclone! Okay, no, you madman. The Marines are building up. If Showtime gets too greedy, if you like Chrono Boost... Oh, War Prism is a godlike choice. If he Chrono Boosts a Nexus or something. The Marines. He's building them up. War Prism is complete. The probe's gonna find it. He sees it. So now what? Clem, now what? He's gonna hold the high ground. This is a bold move. No, 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 don't go out there. It's a dangerous game. Uh-oh. Such a weird scenario. He dodges the lock-on, but the Banshee, a couple of tactic boys are on the way. So kind of an awkward scenario, but once the SCVs are here, you can actually block this. The Marines are coming in for the slow-motion flank. Everybody goes their separate ways. There's 2 shield batteries, but only 3 stalkers. He's cutting off reinforcements, but he doesn't need to worry about those. And also the barracks, he triggers the barrier. The tanks. Whoa, whoa, what are you doing with the tanks? It goes straight forward. The shield battery, huge. The SCVs are just attacking. He actually kills the Immortal. Down goes the tank. The War Prism comes back. Clem's Marines are caught out. That's it. Showtime takes it all the way home. A clean defense from the German Protoss. The wall holds. It looked like, unfortunately for Clem, and fortunately for Showtime, Clem just a little rattled, it seems, by a couple of the games, like games 3 and 4 especially. Just not quite comfortable dealing with the early game Protoss pressure. Even though if he gets into the mid-game, Clem will be back. Of course, that was the playoffs of WCS. He's already got WCS points on the board. But I think he needs to take a page out of Special and TY's book and really go for that next level of tech, like ranged liberators, really focusing on getting the upgrades in a timely manner, because skill with micro and multitasking gets you very high up. But as we've seen recently from Terran, it doesn't bring you all the way there to the finish line, to face the finisher. But Clem, very impressive, but Showtime doing what he does best. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, type a kappa in the chat or in the comments. Say you were first, even if you're 17th. Doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. And nobody cares about the people who say nobody cares. But I hope you enjoyed and check out more of WCS Spring 2019.